Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today is a what did I do in March and April 2026. As of filming, it is April 9th. Well, I think it just turned April 10th. It's just after midnight. And so the reason I'm filming now as opposed to in 21 days is because right now I currently have makeup on. And the reason I haven't shown my face is because I want to be, I want makeup on. Not that I think I look bad without it. I just, makeup enhances. But I don't put makeup on that much anymore. So since I have it on right now, I might as well film. Let's just get started with the first exciting thing that I did. The first exciting thing I did was go to Disneyland, and it was super fun. I went with my sister, my niece, or my two nieces and my nephew and my dad. So there were 6 of us total. It was super fun. A couple things happened. The first thing that happened was that we went on the ride formerly known as Splash Mountain, the Tiana's Magical Bayou Adventure. So we went on that, and I say went on that ride because we were on it and it broke down. And we had just entered, so if you're unfamiliar with Splash Mountain, I still call it Splash Mountain. If you're unfamiliar, there's like an outside bit that you do in the beginning, and then you go down this like little mini fall, and then you enter the ride, and then you go down a second like mini fall, and there are there's like one inside medium fall, and then there's one like mini, like barely, I don't know, like maybe a 3-4 foot fall. No, it's probably like 4 feet, that you fall into. And so right before we went on that ride, our log hit the log in front of us, and that one was struggling onto whether or not it wanted to open or close. And then at the last second, it decided to open, and that log went down the little fall, and then it closed in front of us, and it would not let us down. And we stayed there for almost 30 minutes, which was awful because on that outside drop that you go on, oh no, not the outside one, the inside drop that you do, the first inside big drop, I say first, the first inside drop, which is the second drop, splashed so much water like on my pants. Like it literally just came up, and because you're straddling, it's not a chair, you have to straddle the seat. Because this is Disneyland and not Disney World. I don't know how it is at Disney World. I've never been there. But at Disneyland, you have to straddle this thing that you sit on. And so the water literally just went right on the seat, right up. And so it looked like I wet my pants. And it was, and I got wet for nothing because we didn't even go down the big fall. It broke down so much that they made us get off the ride, on the ride. So like workers came by and like helped you out of the log. And we were the very last log that they let off, at least in our section. I don't know about over the whole ride. Might have been the whole ride because we were there for 30 minutes, just sitting there. And that log is very uncomfortable after, 30 minutes of just sitting there. But it was cool. My log was the last one they let us out of. And because of that, we were in the very back of the train of people that had to be walked out. And Tiana, the Tiana animatronic, was like literally right there. I could literally like reach out and touch her. Like I could sit next to her. And so like very quickly, I was just like, can I take a selfie with this real fast? Because when am I ever going to get the chance to do this again? And the worker was just like, yeah, sure, just do it fast. So he was really nice about that. And so we got to see, the backstage side of the ride. So that was really cool. And because of that, they gave us a free lightning lane. And that was midway through the day. It was probably like 2:30 or something that this happened. And so after that, we went over to California Adventure. And so when we were at Disneyland, it was great. The lines were decent. Nothing was too bad. They were all about like 40 minutes ish. Because I had my nephew in our party, he qualified for the rider disability assistance. I don't know what it's called anymore. But he qualified for that, so we were able to use that. We didn't use it too much. I think the whole day we used it, we may have used it like 6 times. And we only used it for the ones that were like over an hour. Otherwise, if it was like 40 minutes, we just waited in the line, because we don't want to abuse it. We're not those type of people. I remember back 20 plus years ago when all you had to do was like show up with a handicap sticker and it was great. You just got to go through the exit. But then too many people abused it. And so Disneyland made it really hard to get. And, you know, all the people that abuse it take it away for the people that actually need it. And that sucks. Anyway, so they gave us a free lightning lane and we went over to California Adventure. We should have stayed at Disneyland because California Adventure, suddenly every single line was over an hour and like everything was broken. We went to the Monsters Inc. ride, broken. We went over to Tower of Terror. No, it's called Guardians of the Galaxy, whatever it's called now. We went to that. It was over 2 hours long. And I was like, okay, we'll skip that. Let's go to the roller coaster because we had our pass. We had the ride, the free lightning lane for that. So we're like, oh, let's use it for the roller coaster. And we get over to the roller coaster, it stops working. And the Toy Story ride is not working. So it's like we walked this entire park for no reason. So we went on the Little Mermaid ride and that ride looks really bad. I remember when that ride opened and it looked good. And it has been not that long, maybe 15 years since that ride opened. Because I remember in that area, it was like some weird video that used to be like a circle vision type thing. Like it was like a in the round thing that was narrated by Whoopi Goldberg. California Adventure was crazy when it first opened. They had some weird stuff there. But so we went on that. The ride looks very dated. They need to update that. And then after we went over to Soarin' because it used to be Soarin' over California and it was great. And then they changed it to like Soarin' over the world, which is fine, but like it's California. Can we please have the California one back? Or at least maybe it can be like Star Tours where they have two different things that like Star Tours, like you can have, how do I, like the worlds that you go to are not always the same. It's different. I think there's like 10 different ones that you can go to. So it's like, why can't Soarin' be like that? Why can't we just have the California one? Anyway, but it was back and that's exciting. But I never liked Soarin' because it always made me kind of motion sick. And so I decided that I wanted to use my lightning lane at Guardians of the Galaxy. So I scanned my sister because I had everything on my phone. Even though my sister bought the tickets, I had everything on my phone. Because she was not gonna do that. So I was like, I will do it. So I scanned them in and then I went over to Guardians of the Galaxy with my dad. And that ride, the standby line was like 2 hours and 40 minutes. And the lightning lane ride was like, just to scan our lightning lanes took like 10 minutes. What we came to learn was that while we were in the line, they were like, we are having technical difficulties. The ride is not broken, but they have 6 elevators or whatever they are now, because when it was Tower of Terror, they were elevators. And I don't know what they are with Guardians of the Galaxy, but whatever they're called, like 4 of them were broken. So they only had like 2 of them running. And so, which is why the line was so long. We also came to learn that it was the first day of this like food and wine festival. And so that was also probably why California Adventure, the lines were just so much longer. And so my dad and I were like, we're not waiting in this line. This is going to take forever. And so we got our lightning lane back, headed back over to Soarin' because they're not that far apart, and went on Soarin' over California. And it was great. And then my dad left to go sit in the car and take a nap because he is an old man and he wanted a nap and he was tired and we had walked. At this point, it was like 7:30 and we had been up and walking around since like 8 o'clock. And we had walked at that point 30,000 steps because I remember checking before we went on Little Mermaid and my step counter at that point said 29,000. So we had to be at 30,000 at that point. So after I met my sister back up with my sister and the kids, at the Animation Academy, and they refused to draw pictures. I was like, I love drawing the pictures. The pictures are great. But it was a little bit long before they were going to do it again. So we decided to leave. As we were leaving, we're like, oh, let's check Monsters, Inc. But it was up and running again. Great. That's good. So we went on the Monsters, Inc. ride. And I heard, I don't know if it's true, that they were going to close that ride and change it into an Avatar themed ride. Don't do that. Don't do that, Disney. I don't want that. I don't like Avatar. I saw the first movie, but I never saw the second or the third one. I have no desire to see the second or third one. I don't care. And I think that's because when I saw the first one, I was like, this movie reminds me of Fern Gully / Pocahontas. And I didn't like it. I think it was good. I didn't think there was anything spectacular about the movie. And I think the reason I feel that way is because I did not see it in the theater. I saw it on a garbage old fat CRT TV. I believe they're called CRT. I get the letters right. You know, the TVs that are like really fat, you know? Because when I saw that movie, I was too poor to buy a like plasma LCD TV, whatever was out at the time. I didn't have the money for that, so I just kept my really old TV, and I had that TV for a long time. It was so old, it had a VCR in the bottom. Yeah. But yeah. So when I saw it, a TV cut of the movie, by the way, so it had commercials in it. It had a DVR. I could fast forward, but yeah, I didn't think it was anything spectacular. And I hear that from a lot of people, even though it's like the highest grossing movie. I don't think it was any. From what I hear, people are like, the visual effects are amazing, the story's okay, and I've heard that from a few different people. So whatever. Anyway, so we head back over to Disneyland because my sister wants to watch the Paint the Night Parade. And so we watched the parade. It was great. My nephew loved it because it has Cars and Monsters, Inc. And those are like his two favorite things. Oh, it was really funny. They had like the princesses come by, and my one niece, she had a Belle t-shirt on. And as Belle came by, she went, and Belle looked at her and was like, yeah. And I just thought it was really funny. She was just like, look at me, the way she was, it was funny. Yeah. And as we were waiting for the parade, we ran into my sister and I, we ran into a very lovely couple. I believe they were from Minnesota that was there on vacation. We met them and their 3 kids. And so we just chatted with them until the parade started, and it was great. Fun times. And then afterward, we ate some Dole Whip. I love the Dole Whip. The pineapple's the best because I love pineapples. And then we watched Fantasmic, and I'll say Fantasmic because it's the world of color. The world of color at Disneyland, because what happened to all the boats that would come by, all the rafts, and like the Columbia ship that would come by with the Peter Pan Captain Hook fight, and like what happened to all that? I know the dragon caught on fire a few years ago. We can't replace the dragon. Disneyland, replace the dragon. Why are we not replacing the dragon? That's the best part. Was Sorcerer Mickey beating the dragon? Come on. Anyway, and so after that, the very last thing we did, I've been talking for a long time already. The last thing that we did was go to Dumbo. Now, this should be an uneventful event. However, it was late at night. It was probably like 10 o'clock. The park closed at 11, and I think we were done at like 10:30. So we go on Dumbo, and the worker is like, how many? Because at this point, we're 5. Dad's gone in the car. And the lady asks how many, and I tell her we're 5, and she tells us, okay, go to 6, 7, and 8. So we stand on the little numbers that say 6, 7, and 8. And then they do that before, or they do that during the ride that's going. In their little flying circles, they come over and they ask you, and then they stand on the number, so that way when the ride is over, very quickly you can just go to the elephant you're assigned. So I go to my nephew and I, we go to the elephant that we are assigned. We are assigned elephant 6, and then it's going to be my niece by herself in elephant 7, and then my sister and my other niece, the youngest one, in elephant 8. And I get to elephant 6, and there's like a lady and some other lady. I think it was 2 ladies. It might have been a lady and a man. I don't know. But anyway, these people looked like they were late 20s, early 30s. And I was like, oh, sorry, we're supposed to go to the elephants that they told us to go to the number that they told us to. And this lady, this 30-ish year old lady, looks me dead in the eyes, and she goes, no, I don't think so. And I was just like, oh, no, you're supposed to go to the number that they tell you to. And then she turns to the elephant behind her, elephant 7, because I guess that's her party too. And she goes, no, I think you can just go to whichever one you want. And I was like, no, you go to the one they tell you to go to. And she's just looking at me like, and I was just like, and so I turn and I look at my niece, who was also not getting in her elephant, and I turn back, and my sister's also not getting in their elephant. So I guess they were a party of 3, or like 3 elephants, I mean. And I was like, I mean, I'm not opposed. I don't have to be an elephant 6. Like that's not a thing that I'm like desperately needing, but like I wanted all of us to be in sequential elephants so that when I take the video, because the only video that I record at Disneyland is when we are, is this still? Yeah, it's still on. I didn't see the light. Every time I go to Disneyland, I always film Dumbo. That's the only ride that I film is Dumbo. And that's what I wanted to be on. And I wanted us to all be in sequential elephants. And so I like turned to like the worker and I was like, and the worker is just like, you go to the elephants you're assigned. And so these people are like annoyed now because they're like, oh, we have to get up. Oh my gosh. And it's like, just go to the elephant you're assigned. It's not that hard. Anyway, so we went on the ride and it was great. Anyway, next, oh, I bought this sweater. It, has this, cause it's the 70th anniversary. So it has this on it, or are we in frame? There we go. It has this in gold thread. And then this, the inside of the hood is this. And then on the back, we have this. I'm not really a big fan of like designs on the back like this, but I did it. The only thing I don't like about this is that the zipper is gold. We can see the zipper is gold, but like the zipper thing here, why is this white plastic? Why is this not gold? And up here, they're also not gold. Like where they end, they're also just like white plastic. I don't know if that's gonna, yeah, like that. Why aren't they gold? Whatever. So that's that. The other thing that I did, I went and saw Project Hail Mary, the movie. In the previous video, I said that I read the book. Book was good. Movie was also good. The only thing, I have no problem with what they kept out of the movie or what they added to it. Everything was great. The only thing that I did miss was the very beginning in the book when Grace, the main guy, he is like trying to figure out where he is. He's like, oh, the gravity feels wrong. And he's doing like all these like complicated like math things and like dropping things and counting how long it takes for it to drop. And so he can figure out just like how fast he's going and where he is. And I liked that. And I'm a little sad that they kept that out of the movie. But other than that, I liked everything about it. Rocky's great. I love Rocky. He's funny. So yeah, a good movie. And because I like that book and that movie, and I remember seeing The Martian many years ago, and I know that The Martian is written by the same person who wrote Project Hail Mary. So I was like, well, if I like Project Hail Mary, the book and the movie, and I like The Martian, the movie, maybe I'll like the book. So I read the book and I did like the book. It was good. The book really makes you feel for Mark. Like the movie made it seem like when he went to go and find Pathfinder, that it was just like a day or two. No, it was like 20 days or something. And then when he had to go and find the Artemis 4, like landing site, the movie made it seem like he was going to be gone for like a week. Nah, that thing was like 50 days-ish, 50, 60 days. And there's like a whole like sandstorm that they cut out. And they cut out the whole part where he was like not in communication with like Houston, NASA for that whole journey because like the Pathfinder broke. Sorry, spoilers for a book that came out 10 plus a movie. The movie came out 11 years ago. I don't know when the book came out, but spoilers. Sorry, I guess I should have said that first. Yeah, so that was good and I liked that. So I read that book and that's the only book I've read so far. I have edited a lot of ebooks. Oh, I can't show you the physical book because I read it as an ebook. But I've downloaded a lot of books off of Project Gutenberg, all the like public domain books, and I've been editing the data in the book because I just want everything to be like formatted the same. And I don't mean I'm editing the words. I'm more editing like, you know, the cover picture, how the author's name is written as first name, last name versus last name, first name. I'm just like doing like little things so that way when I'm looking at it in my ebook app, that it all just has like a uniform look and that it's easy to see like what books are part of which series. And then I also, for my books that I also think that I have that are not public domain books, like I have like all the Harry Potter books and I have, there's this really old series called Enchanted Ink that I read 15 plus years ago. And it was really fun. It's about like this girl that finds out that she has like, she's not magical, but she can see magic. And it's just a fun story, and I really liked it. I can't remember who's the author. Shanna Swedson, something like that. I like the series. It was fun, but I only read the first 4 or 5 books. And so but I found out that there were like 9. I was like, oh, let me read the rest of those. So I got those so I could read them. Yeah, water break. Okay. What else did I do? I went to Lowe's and I got this guy. I got this recessed receptacle. I know a lot of people call these outlets. They're not called outlets. They're called receptacles. Okay, look, it says so right there, receptacle. But I knew that before I bought this. I got this so that way I can put I actually want to get like 2 more of these. And so I need to install that. I did that so that I can put my nightstand close to the wall because like the nightstand sits directly in front of the receptacle, the outlet. And it sticks out too far, and I don't like that. So what else? Oh, I went and saw Annie, the musical Annie. I actually saw that in February, and I forgot to put that in my last video, so I'm saying it now. I went and saw Annie at the local community theater. Not local, the one town over. And it was good. I liked it. I went with my dad and my 2 nieces because my sister refused to go. So I was like, Dad, you gotta come because I'm not going with these 2 girls by myself. Also, we had 4 tickets because we have season tickets, and I didn't want to waste one of the tickets. So yeah, that was great. And then I have to bend down, I dropped it. And then I went and saw, at the end of March, I went and saw Legally Blonde, the musical. Legally Blonde, the musical. It's great. I love it. This is the first show I saw on Broadway. Not the first Broadway show I saw, but the first show I saw on Broadway was Legally Blonde, the musical. And I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. So I saw this at the local community theater. And so the tickets were digital. And when I went there, I was like, hey, can you like print the tickets out? Because I like keeping them as souvenirs. And they went, yeah, sure. And then they printed them on printer paper. I was like, I could have done that at home. I wanted like a physical like ticket, but so like I'm not gonna show you my name or my city, but like they printed like a picture of the ticket on the thing, so it's like you can see that it's ticket shaped. But like yeah, so I'm gonna have to like go in Canva and like design a ticket so I can print out. And speaking of shows, I literally just got back from seeing Spamalot at the Pantages Theater in Hollywood. It was really good. I liked it. I saw this on Broadway many years ago. I'm going to date myself. I am old, as we can see. Okay. The reason I'm a 2nd gen K-pop stan is because I'm the same age as most of those people. I'm in the same age range as a lot of them. So yeah, I'm old. I graduated high school and it had a 200. Okay. That's my high school graduation year. You can guess at which 10-year decade I'm talking about. But my high school graduation was a 200 and then the last number you can guess. Anyway, so I remember watching American Idol season 2. Well, I watched season 1 and season 2, but American Idol season 2 runner-up Clay Aiken, he was in this one. I saw it on Broadway. So, I don't remember when that was, and I'm not going to get up and find the playbill. It's in a box somewhere over there, up and on top of my bookshelf over there, but I'm not going to dig it out. I don't want to do it. But that was when I saw it. I can't remember who he played. I think he was Sir Robin. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I saw that. But again, this one was also a digital ticket, which I was like, no, I don't want digital tickets. I want a physical ticket. So I dropped again. Okay. As I was leaving the theater, or like as the show ended and everyone's like filing out, because I went with my mom, and I was like, Mom, wait, let's just like hang out and let everyone leave, so we're not like fighting a crowd. But my secret goal was find tickets on the floor, find the people that are going to drop tickets. And I did. I found these 2, except these 2 are not in the same section I was in. So I was like, let me do a quick sweep and check really carefully, like under seats, to see if there's one for the section we were in, and there is. So I was able to find one for the section we were in, just 1 row in front of us. So we were in row E, and this is row D. So it's great. It does have the person's name on it. I'm covering up the person's name. It's just like tiny or whatever, like registration, and I can easily like scratch that out. So yeah, so I was able to find a ticket, so I don't have to print my own for that. And that's great. This was really good. I really liked it. It's really funny. Good show. So that's what I did for that. What else did I do? Oh, it was Easter. We did an Easter egg hunt with the kids. Super fun. Before that, I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought these 2 little Easter bunnies. They're really cute. They also had a blue one and a pink one, but I only got these 2, and I was gonna wait until after Easter and go back and see if they had them on sale so I could buy the other 2. And I didn't go, but my sister did, and I asked her to get them and she didn't. She's like, I didn't remember. Whatever. So I got these before Easter because I want at least something before Easter. And then I also bought these because I saw that my sister had these at her place. And I was like, oh, those are really pretty. I really like this. She had them in like a vase and they looked really pretty and I liked it. So I was like, I'm going to steal that and do that. So I went and bought some of these too. And I only bought 4. She had 6. I should have bought 6. And when she went, she did look for these, but she didn't see any. They have 2 slightly different ones. So there's this one, which is like these like little, I don't know what they are. And then this one has like little balls on it. So I got like 1 of each, 2 of each, I mean. And so like in a vase. And she said they have some for like 4th of July, like American ones. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get those too. So like hopefully, because I don't like real flowers. Real flowers are very pretty. They are pretty. However, they smell terrible and they're just like a migraine trigger. So I don't do real flowers. Lego, I had this, I got this many years ago. It has little flowers on it. Like it has more of them, but they broke off and I just didn't put them back on for this video. I have them in a bag sitting over here. So I did that. Last thing I did, not last thing, but another thing I did, my Lego points were going to expire. I had like almost $30 in Lego points and I didn't want it to expire. I wanted to pre-order the Snoopy. I want the Snoopy so bad. But it wouldn't let me pre-order it. It just said coming soon. I was like, that's annoying. So I had to buy something else. So this was my free gift with purchase, a different bunny rabbit, yay. But I ended up buying the Pixar lamp. And I do know that people sell the, where you can like make this a real light. So I'm gonna see if I can find that. Another thing I did was watch the Super Junior Encore, Super Show 10 Encore concert. I sat there at home. I watched both the Saturday and Sunday show because they only live streamed the 2nd and 3rd one. They didn't live stream day 1, which is sad. I know they streamed it in select movie theaters. None of those movie theaters were in America, which is not fair. And even if they were in America, I probably couldn't go anyway because like it starts at like 2 in the morning. So I sat there with my light sticks. I have all of them. I like this one, this number 2 one the best. Like this one's fine. I just prefer this white one. The only thing is that this blue one, this SJ lights up is a light. Whereas on this one, it's just like silver. Like there's no light. It's just like a solid piece of plastic. Whereas this one is translucent and it shines a light through it. Let me see if I can turn it on. There, so you can see that it's a light in it, whereas this one is not. It's just plastic. So you can't see it in the dark. So if I turn the lights off, see that's a light, whereas this is just plastic. Now let me turn my lights back on so you can see me. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so I got these. They were great. As I turn them off. And just for fun, I also got out the D&E light stick. Because why not? Let me get everything. I was watching it by myself at like 1 in the morning. That's great. And finally, the last thing I did was design a bunch of these. Sorry, from again. I designed a bunch of these because in Korea, they don't give those to you. They just like have a display board that has all the actors for that show. And they do that because everything is like double and triple cast. So if they were going to make playbills or programs, they would have to make a new one for like every show. Because I don't think any show has like the same thing. So I'm still in the process of making them. So I don't want to name it Playbill because I know Playbill is a trademarked, copyrighted name. So, and then I was like, oh, well, I can use Showbill. I can't because Showbill is another thing that's owned. It's a like subcategory of Playbill that's owned by Playbill. So I just decided to call them Show Note. And I designed them to look like the old Playbills because the new Playbills, again, I'm going to go off camera. The new Playbills have the picture with the yellow attachment. I don't really like that. And I say new, it's been like that for like 10 years. I just don't like it. I personally like the old style where it has like the space. Oh, where'd we go? I like where it has the space and I just wanted to like space it evenly. What is happening? So I have little yellow bars. Those are going to be edited out because I'm still making them. I need to put the logo down here. Right now it just says yes 24. That was just a placeholder where I want, because like on official Playbills it says Playbill down here. I don't want that. I want it to have like the production company in it. So whoever is the producer of the show is going to be in it. So I designed the front of it to look like this, and then the back of it has the cast for who I saw with their pictures. And so I did this for all the shows that I went to. It's still a work in progress. This one I can't find who's in the cast. I don't have a picture of it, and I can't find an old cast schedule. So the only thing is I know it has Suho. So I saw Suho from EXO, and I can't find the other people. But otherwise, why is it not scrolling up? Scroll up. There we go. I saw Man of La Mancha. Okay. I saw these people. I saw Suho again in this show. I don't like this show. This was not a good show. I also don't like I saw him in 2 musicals, didn't like it. It's not Suho, it's the show itself. I didn't like the show itself. I just was like, this is not a good show. Then I saw Gentleman's Guide. I love this show. I love this show so much. So good. But I can only find the 2 guys. I can't find who the 2 girls were for the show I was in, but that's fine. I saw this military musical. This was the US tour. Sorry, it's off. I keep drifting down. This is the US tour. And so again, I couldn't find pictures, so I just used these pictures that I found on Instagram of the actor with their name and some fun things. So I'm just gonna do that. There's a Burrito, had Eunhyuk in it. This other military musical that I went to with these people. And then I saw Something Rotten again. This time it was in Korean, had these people in it. I saw Mozart. This was not finished. I have placeholders. These are the Boys Over Flowers. I just copied and pasted these people. I need to change it. And then this is Gentleman's Guide again, but it's not finished. I have a picture of the cast. I just didn't finish. Another one, I saw it again, just because it was post-COVID times and I was like in a drought of seeing shows. And I really love Gentleman's Guide. It's one of my favorite shows, so I saw it a bunch of times. So I saw, that's the third one. Then I saw Wicked. This is finished. I saw these people. They were great. And then I saw the Nutcracker, but I don't know who's in the cast because it's just ballet. So I'm probably just going to put a picture of like the Rat King here. And then Les Mis. Oh my gosh. This is my favorite show. And I've seen it in LA. I saw it on Broadway. I saw the movie, which the movie's a hot mess. Don't like it. But my favorite cast is a 10th anniversary dream cast. If I'm ever going to listen to Les Mis, that's the one I'm going to listen to. I love it. And I'm just like, no one's better than the 10th anniversary cast. But this Korean cast, everyone was amazing in it. These two guys, where are we in frame? These 2 guys are amazing. This guy, Kai, not EXO's Kai, just I guess another actor is named Kai. He was so good. And Jean Valjean was also so good. These 2 guys were amazing. They were all so good. All of these people that I'm showing you, these 9 people, so good. They were all perfect. And then the last show, I saw Gentleman's Guide again. And then the last show I saw was Aladdin. I saw this on Broadway with the original Broadway cast, and I did not like it for various reasons. Mainly, I love A Whole New World, and I hate how it was changed. And they also don't have a Boo. How could they? Okay. Also, they had the perfect Aladdin show. It was called Aladdin, the Musical Spectacular, California Adventure. So good. That Aladdin is perfect. We didn't need this. Anyway, the only reason I went to see it again is because I was like, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe if I give it a second chance, I'll like it. No, I still didn't like it. But I did go, oh, we disappeared. I keep pressing random buttons. Go away. So yeah, but the main reason I went and saw this, only because 1, I wanted to give it a second chance, and 2 is because Aladdin was played by Kim Jun-soo. Yeah, where is he? There he is. So good. Second gen K-pop stan here, so you know, gotta see Jun-soo. I also saw him in Mozart. He was really good too. So yeah, that's it for now. We're at 36 minutes, and we still have like 20 days left to go in this month. So hopefully I don't have anything to add, except at the very end I can be like, I did this one other thing, and that's it. Nothing exciting. And now it is part 2 of what I did in March and April of 2026. I know in the first part of this video, I made a big deal about how I had makeup on. Well, now I don't. I have zero makeup. I just got out of the shower and dried my hair, and this is what I look like. I definitely need a haircut. I need a trim. I can see that I have a lot of flyaways, and when I look, I have a lot of split ends. Definitely need to just get like a trim. And I also need to get my roots done because, as you can see, they're not, this is not the same color as, anyway, troubles of coloring your hair. I'm gonna just grow the color I want it. Anyway, so let's just piggyback off what I talked about in the other video. So I had the Lego Pixar Luxo Jr. Well, I built him. Here he is. He's super cute and I love him. I thought he would be more like adjustable. Like you can move this part to be in whatever like position you want. So you can just like leave it, but the rest of it you can't because it's just has like rubber, two like little rubber bands. So it can move, but it will just come back. There's no like positioning it to be in a certain place. You can like turn it on the, like you can turn it this way, but you can't like position him. So, but this is the only part that moves, which is fine. He's really cute. I do want to get like the stuff that you can make it like a real light inside. So yeah, so there's this, and then there's the ball. The ball's really cute. It has a bunch of like Easter eggs in it. So when you pull off like each side, it has like, guess the characters. And this one, I don't remember what this one is, but you're supposed to be able to guess who the characters are. I think these are the Incredibles, like the 4 members of the team minus Jack Jack in their like day clothes. And then when you turn it over to this side, this is them in their like superhero suits. I know it just looks like little black dots, but if you look like carefully through, you can see like, I don't know how to get it. You can see there's like the red, yeah. And then if you pull off the sides with the stripes, there's this one. So this is from Up. This is supposed to be, oh no, this is Ratatouille. So this is supposed to be the rat, and this is supposed to be like Remy the rat, and then like the chef, I don't remember what the chef's name is, the guy that has Remy in his hat and he controls him. I haven't seen Ratatouille in many years. This side is from Up. It's Carl, the little boy, and then like Carl Fredricksen. So that's him, and then that's the little boy whose name I'm blanking on at the moment. And this side is Woody. So this one is Woody, and then this one is Buzz Lightyear. And then the final one is from Monsters, Inc. There's Sully and then Mike Wazowski. Mike Wazowski, kitty. So you can take one of these sides off, whichever side you choose. And then you can like attach this so that it sits on this. Actually, you take 2 sides out because it sits on top of like this thing. And then you take the other side off and then he sits like that. I keep calling it he, it's a light. I mean, it's not a boy or a girl, it's just a light. Which reminds me of when I would take like Spanish class in high school, and they were like, oh, it's la or L or whatever. This is a feminine word, this is a masculine word. I'm like, it's a chair. A chair is not, it's a thing. So that always confused me. And I also talked about how I bought Easter decorations at Hobby Lobby when they went on sale. Well, I went back like last 2 days of April, and they still had some Easter stuff, like 90% clearance. And so I got this. Didn't particularly love it, but it was like it was like 60 cents. So I was like, 60 cents, whatever. And then they had these little eggs, and these were 40 cents. So Hobby Lobby, they drive a hard bargain. Man, that whole dollar, that was a lot. But the thing about these eggs is that this like silver stuff, I don't know if you can see, it has like little silver flecks on it. The silver comes off so easy. Like you touch it and like it's already all over my hands. So I'm gonna try to maybe like Mod Podge it. So I can like seal the color, or seal the silver in so it doesn't just like all dust off, because that's the appeal. Otherwise they're just pastel eggs. What else? I talked about, I got this hat for the Dodgers. It's too big for my head. I have a small head. Often when I wear hats, I have to get like the youth size. And this is just like a one size fits all. And it's definitely too big here. Like it hits the top of my ears and like pushes down like where like my glasses rest. Like right here, it pushes down and it makes it uncomfortable. So I don't know how to wear it I need to get one, because when I leave it where it's comfortable, there's so much space. I don't know if you can see, there's like a centimeter of space. And so I don't think it looks bad. It just doesn't feel very secure. But if I put it all the way where it's supposed to be, one, my ears like pop out, or I have to put it over the ears, which is also not comfortable. Like, do you see how that sits over like the ears? That's not comfortable. But I bought it because the hat was like $13. But I probably should just go in and buy a more expensive one where you can get this part smaller. I don't know how to alter it. I know, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the back open right here so that I can make like a ponytail holder, because this is far too low of a pony. I do a high pony. My ponies are like up here instead of like back here. So I'm going to cut this open and then make it have a hole for a high pony. I say I'm going to do that. And I do intend on doing that, but who knows when I'll actually do it. Another thing that I did was buy a season pass to Six Flags Magic Mountain. My sister and I both bought one, and our plan is to go while her kids are at school. So the plan is to drop the kids off at school, drive over to Magic Mountain, because it's like 30 minutes away, and then go to the park for like 2.5 hours, leave at like 1:15, so that she can go and pick up her kids from school, because they get out around, I think 2:09 is the time. And so we'll be there for about 2 to 2.5 hours each time, which is enough time if it's like during school days. When we went, the longest one we waited in was a ride called West Coast Racers, which is a brand new ride for me, because I haven't been to Magic Mountain in over 15 years. I used to go all the time when I was in middle school. Afterward, I just moved to New York, and when I would go to Six Flags, I would go to the one in New Jersey, which basically had the same rides, just like different colors, different names, but a lot of the, like, not all the rides, but I would say like a third of the rides are the same. And so, yeah, that was the last Magic Mountain, or the last Six Flags I went to. So at Magic Mountain, many new rides. It was great. I love the Wonder Woman ride. That one was fun. Brand new ride for me. The West Coast Racers, the longest ride, that was the longest wait. It was like 30-ish minutes. I think everything else we waited like less than 20 minutes. We went on 7 rides in 2 hours. So that was pretty good. Pretty good. Especially with like Wonder Woman. That was like a walk on. And then we went on this like dark ride. It was not good. It was Justice League. It was not good. But yeah, so next time we go, we're going to hit the other side of the park, because we hit the side with like the superhero stuff. And so next time we go, we're going to hit the ride with like the Tatsu X Revolution Viper side. But while we were there, we went on Colossus, which is new, totally redesigned from the last time I was there. So now it's called Twisting Colossus, and you get to ride. Back in the day, it was a wooden roller. It's still a wooden roller coaster, but like there was a red side and a black side, and you would just go on one track. And so now they changed it so that you go on both tracks. So the ride is twice as long and twice as fast. And it's really fun. I really liked it, which is good, because I remember when I was in middle school, I was probably around 12. I went on this ride and it almost killed me, because the lap bar disengaged during the ride. And I flew up out of my seat. It happened right at the very top of the first hill. So like you start the ride and you just go up the big thing and you go. And right as we got to the very top of that, the lap bar just sprang open. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so we go down and then up. And that didn't do anything, because the force and gravity, whatever, is like holding me to the seat. But once we go back up, you go up and then you go down. And then you hit the bottom, and then you curve back up so you can go, and then you like spin around back. Once I got to the top of the next part, that was when I like flew out of my seat and came like this close to like hitting my aunt's head. So like, here's my face, like this close to having my forehead hit my aunt in front of me, because I literally flew out of the seat. My butt is no longer in the chair, and I'm like flying out, and I'm like 11, 12 years old when this is happening, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. And there's nothing to hold on to, nothing to grab onto. And so I was just like, I am gonna die. And luckily I didn't. Jesus was like, not today. And because right as we got to the top, I guess I came up, and then because we started moving forward, I got hit back again, and I hit this part. My butt hit like this upper part of the seat, and then I like slid down. And as I'm doing that, my cousin was sitting on the left side of me, and she's like grabbing onto me. And I'm like reaching for the lap bar to pull it back down, and it clicked back into place. Yeah, so scary times. But yeah, I remember when I was living in New York, my sister, this was probably like 13 years later, my sister, when I was living in New York, my sister texted me like a link to a news article, and the news article was Colossus on fire, and my reply was just like, good riddance, that ride tried to kill me 12 years ago. But it didn't burn down. The fire got put out fairly quickly, and I guess it got damaged enough that they had to refurbish the ride, which I guess is why it's now Twisted Colossus. But it's fine because it's fun now. But yeah, so the park is really different, because this is the first time I'd gone to this specific park in a decade and a half, and it was very different, but good. It's good. I liked it. Yeah, so that season pass gets us into all the California. It's the Gold Pass. So it gets us into all the Six Flags parks in California, Nevada, and Arizona, I believe, as well as Knott's Berry Farm, as well as the water parks. So that's fun. So I don't think I'm going to go to any park other than Magic Mountain and then the Hurricane Harbor and then Knott's Berry Farm. I don't plan on going to any other Six Flags. But yeah, so that's fun. Another thing I did was books. I read the first book called Game Changers in the Heated Rivalry series because I watched that show when it aired back in December, I think it was November, December. And I was just going to watch the show and like, that's it. But then I got curious and I was like, oh, let me read the book. But then I was like, oh, but it's the second book. I can't start with the second book. I have to read the first book first. And the first book is about Kip and Scott, who are the main characters in the third episode. And so I I read that book first. And then after I finished it, I realized that the second book actually timeline-wise starts first. And I like reading things in timeline order when there's going to be multiple books that happen at the same time, which is I know what this series is. There's 6 books and a lot of them are like, I don't think there's more than like 2 that happen at the same time, but it's like the first and the second one. But the second one starts before the first one. And so I'm not going to reread the first book, but I am going to start the second one. And when I get to the part where it like overlaps, I'm going to skim the first one and then read the second one and then skim the first one and read the second one until it evens out. And then I'll do the same thing with the third book and the fourth, fifth, sixth. But this is going to take a while because I am not a fast reader. Also because there's plenty of times where I'm like, I want to read, and then I don't read, and I sit and watch YouTube instead. Also, I got this. It's a Kindle. Oh, there's the books. Proof. I got them. This is not mine. This is technically my sister's. She's had it for many years and has never used it because she likes reading, but she likes reading physical books. She's like, I got it because I thought I could use it, but then I hated reading on it and I just want a physical book. And so she's had it for years and never used it. And I was like, give it to me. And so it's not like mine. She didn't give it to me, but she gave it to me to use. Yeah, so that's it. Oh, and the last thing, I saw a rat die. Oh, and the last thing that happened this month, which is not exciting, but an event. So I live in a garage attached to a house that years ago had a rat problem. And there was evidence that like years ago, there were a family of rats living here, and they caused thousands of dollars in damages. And so when there was evidence like a week ago that there were at least one rat, because there were droppings, and my mom was like, oh, no. So a bunch of rat traps got set out. And so I was sitting on my bed, because I live in the garage where all the food is stored. And so behind this wall is where all the food is stored. And then over there is, that direction is the house, and this is the garage. I was just sitting on my bed and I heard it was probably at like 12:45 midnight. And I heard and I was like, what was that? And then I was like, oh my gosh, was that the rat trap? Because there were 4 that were put out. 2 on the shelving units, one on a different shelf in a shelving unit, one over by a different shelving unit, and then one over by like where the tools are. And I was like, was that one of the rat traps? And so I get up and I look at the one on the floor and I was like, it's not that one. I look at the one by the tools. It's not that one. I look at the one on the bottom shelf, or like the middle bottom shelf, not that one. And then I look up and I was like, oh, there it is. And it was like twitching. And I was like, oh, is there a way to save it? And then when I got closer and looked at it, I was like, there is no saving this rat. It was literally like the little metal. It was one of those traditional rat traps where it's like the wood and the spring and the thing that clamps. I know some people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, animal cruelty. But my mother was like, no, these things cost thousands of dollars of damage to my house. I'm not doing it again. Because yes, I live in the garage at my parents' house. It's not exactly where I thought my life would be at the moment, but it is where it is. We're doing fine.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But none of them were on these kind of rat traps. That's a different story for a different time because this video is already too long. But I could see it breathing, and I saw it slowly stop breathing, and occasionally like its leg would kick. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it stopped completely. And I don't know, like 20, 30 seconds passed by. And I was like, okay, I think I'm just going to go throw this in the trash. And as I reach to pick it up, I'm literally like a centimeter away from grabbing the mouse, the rat trap, not the rat itself, but the rat trap. And suddenly it just starts violently like shaking. I was like, ah! And so I don't pick it up. And I guess that's what like doctors say happens to bodies. I watched The Pit, and they say like the body was, no, it wasn't The Pit. It was a different medical show where they're like, oh, the body shakes after it dies in its last ditch effort, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so it did that. And so I eventually did pick the rat trap up because I didn't want to leave a dead rat by the pancake mix. And so I just picked it up and I put it on the cement floor, or the concrete floor, and I just like put a bucket over it. And I was like, we'll deal with that in the morning. Anyway, but as I talked about that, I did remember, final thing, in March, I binged watched Superman and Lois. That was my show for March. It was great. I loved it. I would have liked for it to have a 5th season, but it's fine. And then in April, I binged watched both the 1st and 2nd season of The Pit. So I watched the 1st season in 1 week. Not that hard. It's only 15 episodes. And then I took a week off, and then I watched the 2nd season. And it was good. I really liked it. Yeah, good show. The other thing I did was I'm slowly watching Malcolm in the Middle. I remember when this show aired originally because I'm old. So I remember when it aired, but I definitely didn't watch all 7 seasons. I know I watched the first 3 seasons and part of the 4th season, but I don't remember them ever having a little brother Jamie. I don't remember that at all. So I must have stopped watching it in the middle of the 4th season because reasons, I don't know. Not because I didn't like it. I think just like I was a kid and like stuff was happening and I just didn't have time. And this was before I had a DVR because I didn't get a DVR until like high school. I think, was it high school I got a DVR? Later? I don't remember. I am old. I don't want to date myself too much. But yeah, I think I was high school when I got a DVR. So this was before that. So there was no way to like watch episodes if you couldn't watch it live. And there was no streaming. Streaming didn't exist. So I've been watching that because I know there was the revival show, The Life's Still Unfair. And so I do plan on watching that. And I was hoping to get all of Malcolm in the Middle finished before that show came out, but I failed because it's March 5th. Not March, May. It's May 5th. Oh, it's my cousin's birthday. Happy birthday, cousin. She's not going to see this because this isn't going to get uploaded until the 6th. Yeah, I failed, but that's fine. It's not going anywhere. It's still going to be on Disney Plus and Hulu. So anyway, that was all I did in March and April. This video is a lot longer than I anticipated. Anyway, thank you so much for anybody who watched. If you stayed all the way to the end, thank you. This video is more for me, more of a video diary than anything. And if no one watches it, that's okay. At least when I'm old and gray, I'll have something to remember my time. Anyway, thank you, anybody who watched, and I'll see you next time.